Needle positions is something you need to know how to use and when to use it. We're working through all the free video tutorials on this beautiful Husqvarna Viking Onyx 25. You'll find a list of all the videos in the description below. You can click on the playlist link and start from the beginning and master this machine from page 1 to the end of your manual. We're doing a video on every page of the manual. So needle positions, people always ask me, number one, why would I even move my needle? Traditionally, you just want your needle in the center needle position. And when you're on a straight stitch, what you want to do is we're looking up to actually the dial that is signifying your stitch width adjustment, except when you're on a straight stitch, we're not getting width, we actually get movement of the needle. At 0, right next to 0, you can kind of see a oval with a dot in the center, indicating center needle position. As you go from 0 all the way to 6, you're seeing the needle move to the far left side of the machine or the foot area, and at 6 you see that oval now has the dot in the far left position. So if any time you're just sewing along and it's at 3.5 or so, you'll notice your needle is a little bit this way to center. So if you are following a seam allowance line, that means it's actually more than the line you're following, because those lines are based off your needle being right in the center. So when you're doing a straight stitch, most of the time you're going to want to have this on 0. Okay, so why would I need to move needle positions? Well, sometimes when I'm sewing, I want to be just to the side of my seam, or I'm doing some top stitching, and I want to be kind of near the edge of the fabric. I can kind of move my fabric where I might have something to guide on, and then move the needle over to be following where I want it to go. So you can actually change this while you're sewing, and that's a lot of times things people don't realize. You can change these knobs while you're in motion. So as I'm here, now as I go from 0 to 6, moving it all the way to all the needle positions, honestly, all I'm getting is a stitch that's crooked, so nothing exciting about that. But that does mean that you can be watching and go, okay, oh yes, that's the perfect location I want to use and follow, and then dial it in and be exactly where you want it to be. So that's super easy that you have that, but just make sure that if you're not wanting to be dialed into a certain other than center location, you always have that on 0. Now, if you're on any of the other stitches that are zigzag oriented, meaning the needle swings back and forth to help create the stitch, this knob is then determining how wide that stitch is, okay? So if it's at 2, it's very narrow. If it's at 6, it's filling up the whole range of the foot. But on a straight stitch, it equals needle position. All right, why don't you give that a try next time you're sitting at your machine and just see how much movement you have and how many locations you can set that needle to fine-tune your next straight stitch.